Right.
You got to think about how big De La Hoya was at his time, though. Like, the guys he was fighting. David Kamau, bro. Ike Forte, bro. Pernell Whitaker. Chavez Sr. Even though some of these guys were kind of past their prime, like the Chavez, the Whitakers, you know, the Gennaro Hernandez, you know, these guys at the time, bro, were like big names, bro.
Big names, bro.
So, you know, even Floyd, like himself, he didn't really fight big names, dude, till he really fought De La Hoya, bro. Because Diego Corrales was big in boxing circles. He was not a household name.
Right.
You know, like it was a big victory because it's like, oh, that's Corrales, bro. That's not just anybody. This dude, he's a big puncher, man. He's too tall for that weight class, whatnot, you know.
Right.
But it wasn't until like De La Hoya was like really fighting these guys, the Cortez, the Bosleys, the Trinidad, and you know, all of these dudes. You know, I think people think Chavez Sr. would have beat De La Hoya if Chavez Sr. was young. I really don't know.
Chavez Sr. was that dude, man. I mean, he had for a guy who was
he wasn't punching like that anymore, though, dude.
For a kung fu fighter like Chavez, dude, he had athleticism too, man. He was good back in, you know, the early 90s.
He had pretty good upper. He was fast on his feet, cutting you off. Like, yeah, he was athletic. Oh, you would say that because, you know, he was the type of guy that would move around the ring, you know, like a Pernell Whitaker type of footwork. But he's a guy that really did a good job of hunting you down, you know.
Right.
He wouldn't really give you too much room to breathe and operate.
Right.
You know, but Pernell defensively was just something you'll probably never see again, bro.
Especially from a southpaw, as a southpaw, man. He got a real good head.
I just never seen that before. Like a guy that would dance on you, like he was slithered. Like it's almost like he had no bones in his body, you know. And he's
better defensively than Mayweather, though.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
I don't.
And here's why.
I don't.
No, did he have a better career than Floyd?
No, I'm not talking about career. I'm talking about his actual defense, man.
Yeah, I do. And here's why. Because Floyd, when he's being defensive, bro, he's being technical. He's being technical, like he's rolling punches. He's flipping them. He's out of the way with his legs. He's ducking under them. You know, he's countering you. You know, he's rolling them with his shoulders. You know, all of this stuff is technical shit, bro. Like Pernell was like clowning you, like dancing on you, like hands down. You know, it's kind of these guys. You know, he wasn't in there doing it to bombs either. But it's kind of like, oh, of course, he's gonna miss that. He's throwing that shit from a mile away. I mean, he was, you know, the Chavez Seniors, the De La Hoyas. You know, he's making these guys. These guys are fast and accurate, bro. You know, and he's doing it to these type of level fighters, dog. And
I thought he won those fights too against De La Hoya and Chavez.
I thought he won the fight with Chavez.
Yeah.
I don't think he won against De La Hoya, but I do think he beat. I thought he beat Chavez Senior. I think he should have got a decision in his favor.
Well,
you know,
again, I find it hard to say that he's a better defensive fighter than Floyd with taking some of the L's that he's taking, because you can argue that Floyd has.
Bro, Whitaker was a fucking crackhead, bro. He wasn't. He's a guy that lost his prime in his early 30s, dude. And I'm not saying that's Floyd. You know, Floyd was a guy that stayed focused, bro. He learned from these type of guys.
Right.
You know. Right. You know, he learned from these type of guys and their mistakes. You know, the Whitakers, the Leonards. These are the guys that paved the way for the new generation of boxers coming in, bro, particularly African-American fighters, you know? So it's kind of like they got to learn from these guys, you know? I mean, he's the originator, dude. Pernell didn't learn from no Floyd. Floyd learned from a Pernell. Floyd learned from a Leonard. He learned from a Hearns, a Hagler, all these other guys, dude. You know, so Pernell was fucking addicted to drugs, dude, probably at 30, bro, he was a cokehead, bro. When he was fighting De La Hoya, when he fought De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker had cocaine problems, man.
Yeah.
Just kind of how, like, De La Hoya, when De La Hoya fought Mayweather, he was already doing cocaine. Yeah. You know? Same shit with Whitaker, bro. All these dudes were doing coke. I don't know why. I'm not a professional fighter in that circle.
Right.
But all these guys were cokeheads, man. You know? I mean, come on. You're not going to compare a fucking cokehead to a gym rat like Floyd, bro. Come on. That's why Floyd could fight at 40. That's why Pernell was washed up at 34, 33. Drugs, man. Same shit with Chavez Sr. You know, yeah, he had 100 and some fights. At 32, 33, Chavez Sr. was washed up, in my opinion. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, it's a different time, man. It's a different time. Like you said, man, things change. People advance, and I think the new school of fighter learned from the old school of fighter, and now they know that longevity, they got that longevity, man. You know?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, the best defensive fighter, Pernell Whitaker. Statistically, career-wise, that's going to be Floyd Mayweather. But when you're talking about talent, when you're talking about actual, like, wow, he just did that. Pernell, bro.
I see what you're saying. I think Pernell was a little bit more flashy. He's a little bit more flashy, and he had little tricks to his trade that I think Floyd doesn't have. But I think if I was to go into a fight at welterweight or 140, and I want to put my money up, who would have a better performance on defense, I would say Floyd.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say Floyd too, bro. Because Floyd, even though he's not a puncher, still a bigger puncher than Pernell.
Man, Pernell couldn't punch for shit. Pernell couldn't punch for shit, man.
Yeah. He's still a bigger puncher than Pernell. A little taller, just bigger. He's just a bigger fighter. He's taller. He's longer. He hits harder. You know.
Yeah.
He's more focused for 12 rounds. You know. Right. Pernell would sometimes get bored in there and get hit with shit he's not supposed to get hit with because he would get bored. You know, Floyd don't care about being bored. Floyd don't even care about being boring. You know, he's going to do his shit for 12 rounds. He doesn't care what the crowd thinks. They're not going to sway him to throw more punches. He doesn't care if they're booing. You know, he's going to go in there and say, you still paid your fucking money to see me. People still dished out 1 million pay-per-view buys. It doesn't matter. It's too late now, you know?
Yeah, man,
which is kind of fucked up for the paying customer, but hey, you still pay for it. It's like, hey,
it's because of racial undertones, bro. There's a reason why Floyd is #1 in pay-per-view, bro. Is because a lot of white people don't like him, or a lot of anybody don't like him. They want to see him lose.
You got a lot of Mexicans that want to see him lose too. I mean, you got a lot of Mexicans that don't like him, but you got a lot of Mexicans that do like him. It's kind of divided half and half. That's why he'll have the Mexican pay-per-view buy. If you're a Mexican and you're watching a Floyd fight, it's either you hate him or you love him. It's one or the other. That's why we fought Canelo.
It's kind of like Golovkin and Canelo, man. You actually have crackheads online who actually think that Golovkin is on a level of Canelo, bro. Like, who thinks that they actually think like, I've actually heard this comment, bro.
It should be a 50-50 split.
No. Yeah, that, and they'll say like, oh, the Mexicans really don't support Canelo. Their man is Marquez. I'm like, what? Are you out of, dude, we're from LA, bro. Dude, Mexicans have never supported Marquez more than Canelo, bro. It's not even been close.
It hasn't even been. Though it's so obvious, bro, the gap in terms of popularity that Marquez is jealous of Canelo.
Yes,
man. And as much as I love Marquez, bro, I get it. He's a legend, bro. I mean, I get it. You know, you can't compare Canelo to Marquez until you've been in the game for 20 years. I get it. But, dude, Canelo's popularity has surpassed Marquez years ago.
It's
dude.
Like double, probably more than double, bro. Like, dude,
Canelo, and then Marquez cannot stand it, bro. He picks against him. He ran around telling anybody that could listen that Cotto won the fight, son. He's dumb as fuck. Saying ridiculous shit like Pacquiao would beat Canelo. I mean, just saying some of the most ridiculous things. Making excuses for Angulo. If he would have fought Angulo 2 years ago, Angulo would have beat him. I'm like, come on, Marquez. You know, a come forward fight. You know, a face first come forward fighter would never beat a counter puncher with power. That's a knockout every time.
Yeah.
You know, like every time a come forward is gonna fight a counter puncher with power. Oh, then you're knocked out.
It's gonna end ugly, man.
Yeah, it's like kind of like if I was your promoter, I would never put you in there with a counter puncher that has power. It's like I'm asking you to lose. You know, I'll put you in there with a boxer. At least you'll go with the distance. I ain't gonna put you in there with a counter puncher that can hit hard. That's retarded. It's retarded. You know, so, I mean, just him saying ridiculous shit like that, bro, it's kind of like, dude, you're not even trying to knock him, dude. You're just completely saying stupid shit, dude, to discredit everything he does, dude.
Right.
You know, I mean, as
know,
much
man.
shit as we Mexicans get out here in the United States, bro, you should kind of be supportive of the guy that he's doing well over here, man. He doesn't even speak English and shit like that. Like, you should kind of be supporting him, bro. Like, being from the same country and shit, knowing how hard it is from y'all from Mexico to come over here and become stars. You know, because there's really been nobody that's really been a big star outside of Chavez, bro.
Right.
You know,
And De La Hoya,
even,
and
De La Hoya's he's an American, though, you know?
Yeah, I know,
you know,
but he's still, you know, he had the Mexican support, bro. You know, he had
he did have the Mexican support, you know.
Now, if you
Mexican
say De La Hoya
but
and Canelo, now you have an argument, okay? That's an argument. We know that De La Hoya was bigger. But Canelo and anyone else, shit, man.
But see, this is what people forget, though. Canelo's only 26 already, bro. What is he, 26, 25, 26? Yeah, bro, he's still young, bro. He's still young, you know what I'm saying? He's already big. He's already big like that, so.
It's not even, it doesn't even really make sense for him to fight Golovkin. There's no real point. But if he fights Chavez, okay, then, and he does the job on Chavez and beats the shit out of him, then okay. Now I think it's a fair fight. Because if you just got a guy moving up from 154 to fight Golovkin first fight, I don't think it's a fair fight, bro, because he's not acclimated to the weight. He hasn't shown Tim to fight a real middleweight at the limit or any real middleweight, period. So to me, it's like Golovkin picking on a smaller guy again, you know. Until I see Canelo fight a real middleweight or bigger, then I'll say, okay, this is, you know, a legit
But
fight.
you got people like Earl Spence saying that Canelo will be better at 150 than at 154 because he won't have to cut so much weight.
We don't know that. We don't know how much he actually has to cut. If he's making a weight, he's making a weight, man, you know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what Earl Spence was saying is he thinks Canelo will be even better at middleweight because he doesn't have to kill himself to make 154 like he's doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's kind of like he doesn't have to, you know, that Earl Spence, I guess he's kind of saying that'll be like probably him dropping to 140, where it's kind of like he wouldn't want to do it. He just, that'll be too much for him.